So I started touring. I could only go to the really dangerous places because those were the only places that were open. And actually, Nashville was one of the first clubs that I played. And Kate was really nervous about me. That's my wife, Kate. She was really nervous. So she said, TJ, I bought you a face shield, a very high-level face shield. And I was like, okay. She bought me this. This is what she bought me. Okay. And she said, TJ, this is going to protect you. And I said, fuck yeah, it will. It's very important with a face shield of this caliber to do a lot of posing at the airport. It was really fun. I wore it everywhere. There's this guy in line behind me at ticketing, and he was like, I don't think I'm going to make the baggage cut off. And I just turned to him and went, maybe I can help. You see, I'm from the future. It was so funny when I started touring, because everybody hated their life at the airport. It was such a terrible place to work, like in the throes of the pandemic. It was just awful. It would have been like if your job was to cram hundreds of people into a small space and tell them jokes. That would have been a bad job to have during the pandemic. But everybody there hated their life. So I went up to this guy at the information desk and I was like, do you know where the airline club is? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, is it my turn again? Where is the airline club? He goes, it's through that wall. It's just on the other side of that wall. It's just through that wall. I couldn't help it. I was like, if anyone can do it, it's me! At the airport, so when I was traveling in the very beginning, what's that?
Yeah, go back to the airport.
Go back to the airport. Oh, cool, a blonde, entitled white bitch. So at the airport, it was so weird. I would travel, in the beginning of the pandemic, it was totally empty. These airports were completely, DFW, huge airport. At one point in one of the terminals, there were 14 people. It was the strangest thing, right? And then on loop, there was this woman, this cheery woman, announcing all of the COVID announcements. But it was on loop, and she was so happy. Please stand 6 feet away from others. Make sure that your mask is covering your nose and your mouth. Which, by the way, that's a weird order. Does anyone just have it over their nose? Like, oh, and the mouth. Thank you. Over and over again. She was like, wash your hands vigorously for 20 seconds using soap and water. At one point, I was just like, we fucking know! What do you think we're washing our hands with? Olive oil and dirt? We fucking know! That was the great thing about the airport, though, at that time. You could yell shit like that. You could yell things like that because there was no one there. I was in an Auntie Annie's Pretzels, which was closed like everything else. But I really wanted a pretzel. I just saw it was closed, and I was like, fuck! Fuck this whole living, breathing fucking nightmare! I wanted a fucking pretzel! I looked over, there was a TSA guy looking at me. I was like, huh? And he was like, you're fucking telling me, Jesus God. I'll be dead by Wednesday. I have asthma. There's like a businessman who's like, I really wanted a bucket of pretzels. I'm high risk. See that? It's kind of like a rim shot, you know? But don't bump. You guys, you washing your hands? You guys still washing your hands? Really? Not me, I'm done with it. No, I wash my hands. I'll go long. They say 20 seconds, I go long. I'll do 35, 48 seconds. It was my birthday a little while ago. I did a minute 15. Fuck it, who's gonna stop me, right? But then I was washing my hands, and this guy came out of the stall in the airport bathroom, and I was like, what if I just keep washing my hands? Like, will that fuck with his sense of time? Will that like mess with his sense of time? So I just kept washing. He was washing. After a while, I could tell he was like, how long? So he just looked over at me, and I looked at him, I go, this is good soap, huh? It's got a nice glide. Look at that. Yeah, huh? Yeah. You do that one? Yeah. Here, put your hand in there. Yeah, do that. Put it in there. Now open up. What's that look like? Huh? Remember that old one? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Okay, here, we'll do it. I'm going to put my microphone in my trusty chore coat pocket. LC King. All right, so go like this. So go that. Right, exactly. Like that. Okay, now I'm going to put these in here. So like this. Now, oh, you got it. You're doing good. Okay, close. There it is. Now, look in there. Open your hands. Open them this way here. What's that look like, huh? That was fun. It almost wasn't, but then it was fun, you know?